Good evening and welcome to the Weekly Savage. I'm Carl Christopher. Antigua and Barbuda, my job is done. The mission has been completed. As you know, the leader of the opposition and UPP's only successful candidate made suggestions and steps the government could take to police our social distancing policies. Yes, his party refuses to release any type of plan because they really don't have one and thus can flip-flop like a bat of slippers. But I'll take it. All I ever wanted was reason on both sides of the divide. That's why I do this show. But it's been fun. I want to thank the audience for watching and the camera crew. Kem and Vaughn, can't stand you. You know, I've been dying to say that. Goodbye. Tell you what, if Harry Lovell could admit that he doesn't actually have an opinion on anything and he just says the opposite of whatever the government says, I will go door to door with him in a Lovell for Leader t-shirt for one night. I would even drag the rest of the team with me. So when you finally decide the constituency that will give you your best chance to win, call me. You can try Redonda. Anyhow, tonight we say goodbye to a legend and my personal role model, Larry King. As a little boy, I often dreamed of having 8 wives. Just 8 more to go. King passed away last week for what has been the 3rd or 4th time now. That must be a record, right? No? Dick Cheney? Okay. King's media career spanned 7 decades, surviving many health scares, including diabetes, cancer, and several heart conditions. Just 2 more heart attacks, and the next one would have been free. Over his career, he has interviewed some of the world's greatest and most influential personalities. Here he is assuring Melania Trump that she will never regret getting married. The media community, and indeed the world, will miss his poignant questions.
Get up in the morning, you don't think, what am I going to make today? But you want to be a billionaire.
Yeah, well, of course, I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always think nonstop how to get this money to take care of my mother, my father, my team. And not just that, to live good. You know, I want the house on the water. I want the nice car. I want the nice watch. I want to stay fresh. I want to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You should strive for greatness.
How did you gain all the weight?
Due to a sudden spike in COVID cases, the government of St. Lucia has ordered a second lockdown in an attempt to slow the spread. As an additional measure, the government has also banned the sale of all alcoholic drinks for 21 days. When asked about the effect of this ban will have, a St. Lucian man had this response.
Oh God, I'm going dead. I'm going dead.
Poor fella. The St. Lucian Prime Minister, the Honorable Alan Chastanet, reported that despite checking his mailbox every day, he still hasn't received a letter from Gaston. Hear all about it this season on the hit reality show, Primed. Staying in COVID news, the authorities arrested several people last weekend for violating the curfew. The list of names were released to the media, prompting many to ask, so, if you and the girls went out Friday night, how come none of them got arrested? Okay, they left early. All right. Then who were you breaking the law with? And finally, in the first few days on the job, the Biden administration has been hard at work establishing policies neglected by the previous administration and reversing some of the more controversial decisions. This is already exposing the good, the bad, and the ugly of having a president to the north who listens to the science and makes informed decisions. For instance, Biden's new COVID regulations may hamper those wishing to travel to Antigua, further damaging our tourism sector. But Biden has recommitted to the Paris Accord, which fights to reverse or minimize climate change. This is great news for vulnerable island states such as ours. Speaking on the move, Senator Ted Cruz said, "By signing this order, President Biden indicates that he's more interested in the views of the citizens of Paris than in the jobs of the citizens of Pittsburgh." What? Ted, if your dad is anything like you, he didn't escape Cuba. They kicked him out. We'll be right back.
Is on the road, is where she gets on bad. Is on the road, is where she gets on bad.
We were all sick of 2020, and we were dying to, bad choice of words. And we couldn't wait to jump into 2021. But 2021 is shaping up to be a seesaw year. It feels like 2020 is trying to get over that insane BS, but keeps relapsing. The new year, new me attitude has changed to we'll see, and we're too broken to talk about 2022. What we need is a cure. Something we can do for a few minutes that will take the edge off for a couple hours. No Juba, not that. I'm talking about a game. And according to my therapist, a game is the best way to ease tensions, second only to alcohol and assault. And I've already tried both. So let's play the Savage match, patent pending. Here are the rules. We give you 3 stories from the past, present, and future, and you have to match the story to the year 2020, 2021, or 2022. And if you don't get it yet, some of these stories haven't happened, okay? But we can almost guarantee that they will. First round. Can I get a little music in the back? Go on. Larry King contracts COVID. Larry King dies. Larry King remarries. So, let's see the answer. Okay, that was in the exact order. We made it easy. The next one is going to be harder. Let's go. Biden rejoins the Paris Accord, which is great news for the Green community. Go Green unanimously elected Supreme Leader of Antigua and Barbuda and Dominica, winning 100% of the votes. And the silver lining here is COVID shutdown, good for the green planet. Did you get that one right? Incidentally, even his opponent will vote for Go Green. Ready for round 3. Melania Trump finally files for divorce as Donald Trump counterfiles, insisting she take custody of all the children, except of course Ivanka. Rumors circulate that Melania Trump will file for divorce as soon as she leaves the White House and Trump marries cellmate in lavish prison wedding. The most important thing is we have wedding pics. This one is tough, so be very proud if you get it. Former UPP candidates leave party, citing poor leadership. Former UPP candidates switches allegiance, citing poor leadership. UPP's bingo night crowns its first millionaire. For those under 40, bingo is not just the name of a farmer's dog, but a game of chance very popular in the 17th century. This really shows how modern and connected the party is. I might get to retire after all. Good job, guys. So let us know how you did. The winner will get a prize. In case of a draw, you all get nothing. I hope the game helped. We'll be right back.
Them gyal link me every day on my IG. She a say, send a pic, send a picture please. Come your future kid, put me on my knees. Them gyal link after hours, she a inbox me. Damn.
The government recently announced the new license fee for marijuana cultivation, and it created quite a stir. But after distracting Vaughn with the donut, we voted against discussing it. What we will discuss is opportunity loss due to the lack of our word of the week. Anybody remember Pee-wee's Playhouse with the word of the day? Whatever happened to that good old Pee-wee Herman? Unity. U.N.I.T.Y. We tried to make it into an acronym, but the best we came up with was United National Investment Trust, YOLO. Vaughn came up with that shit. Whoa, that was a real piss poor effort, Vaughn. That's what we got, so we're going to roll with it. Let's look at each word separately, starting with United. Antiguans need to start thinking in terms of we instead of I. We each want the same thing, and that is to get a piece of the current rule. And if you're lucky, you can get the warm end piece. Those with the entrepreneurial spirit would say, how can I start a business? They may think, I don't have the marketable skill, so what can I sell? So you find a store space that is perfect. You don't have to change anything because the store that was there before was selling the same things you are selling now. What are the chances? He said sarcastically. Just think about starting a business and everything that's involved. Registration, raw materials, or inventory for the storefront. That takes resources, and just to get considered for a bank loan, you will need legal documents, certificates of incorporation, memorandum of articles of association, business name certificate, certificate of good standing, board resolution to borrow, business plan, audited financial statements for 3 consecutive years, cash flow projections for 12 months, 2 pints of blood, and 4 fat calves, and your second born child. Now, the size of your collateral is determined by the size of the risk. So your business plan better be on point. The bank doesn't want bad loans. It makes everybody else's loans that much harder to get. And people have very bad business ideas. These are businesses that actually exist. Listen. My Funeral. That's a website to help you choose your funeral's DJ. U.N.I.T.Y, a social network for your imaginary friends. For my Christian friends, and me says so at the website. Digital Eco Recycling Bin. That's another business. Digital Eco Recycle Bin. This deletes your files in an environmentally friendly manner. Yes, I do mean computer files, not actual computers. And my personal favorite, Baroque. Yes, I was confused too. By unifying and working together, 4 or 5 store owners can open a superstore, allowing them to buy in greater numbers getting lower bulk prices. You share the burden and lighten the load. Unified, you have more manpower and resources. You can share responsibilities and utilize different talents for the growth of the business. Yes, you have to share the gains, but 20% of 100 is better than 100% of nothing. This culture of doing it on my own has to end if we are truly going to gain wealth as poor and middle class people. Which brings me to the N word, not nigger, national. Roll with me on this one. If we can have a superstore with 5 people, what can we do with 100? What can we do with 300? You can fake it till you make it, but by pooling more resources, we can own more in common, not free land. We can afford to realistically think big, think national. Hell, think regional. It can't be that hard. Flow is a regional company and look at their service. We just had to add that in there to, give a little balance with that digital joke last week. I.N.E.T., you're next because you've been up this week. This brings us to the I, investment. West Indies Oil Company is offering shares for sale. Free mug with every purchase. Well, not every purchase. You have to spend $50. And you should invest in it if you have the chance. But there are also other avenues of investment. You might not be able to sew or cook or do accounting. And the good Lord may not have blessed you with good looks or personality. But you may have some money. That's like that song, She Ugly, Yes, but She Closet Full of Expensive Dress. I see where you're going there. Look for opportunities with other entrepreneurs. Your funds or truck or even manpower might just be what the struggling business needs. They might have the business but not the cash flow to meet the demand. Your skills have value and can also be invested. If you have the skills but not the money or the business acumen, why not invest in a piece of another business? Which brings me to the second most important thing, trust. No trust nobody. That's why God created contracts on the 8th day. The fine print said, no matter how crazy a short woman gets, you still have to love them. Use contracts, written agreements, and documentation to keep everything clear and precise. Everyone knows their role, so no confusion. Positions will be clearly laid out and tasks assigned. Respect the positions and remember, when on business time, you are colleagues, not friends. If my mom is late even once, she gets a warning letter. Which brings me to the final word and by far the most stupid. YOLO. You only live once. That's the millennial version of live, love, laugh. It usually means you only live once, so go hard. But I say you only live once, so do it right. Know what you are capable of and hire or partner with people who can fill the gaps. You have to be honest with yourself, brutally honest, to save yourself a lot of pain later. Do you know how many former pageant contestants are completely traumatized by the sound of booze because nobody told them not to sing that Whitney Houston song? Heal, my queens. You've got to heal. You know, it would be horrible if people started to mention the queens in the comments. That would be just terrible. Don't do it, please. Don't fill a role you are not trained or prepared for. If you can, hire somebody or partner with somebody who can and let them do their effing job. Sometimes your investment is help enough. Stay informed and learn as much as you can, but treat your business as a business. Working together can help ensure you are doing it right. No always borrowing from the business. No hot boys get their purchase free if they lick a spoon. Remember that business plan? How many people are selling gold but can't write a business plan to save their life? I know we have a deep culture of distrust to our own detriment, but change is possible. If I could make sense out of United National Investment Trust YOLO, then anything is possible.
Yo, hear me no man, rise up here, make that spray. Must you think him tough like clay? When boy, you know me no play. Yo, not dog, rise up in mini gear. Go feed them anyway, you know me no scared. Do it brawling, now mass up no face. Can't go nowhere, left my shoes and lace. Big 45, now left no chase.
Yeah, on a more serious note, guys, if there is something that you dream of doing, or there's some business idea that you have, just go for it. At the end of the day, failure is always going to be a possibility, but you will not know unless you try. Yes, you will make mistakes, you will do some things wrong, but then what you should do is see these things as lessons. You learn from them, you regroup, you plan, and you move again. And don't necessarily give up. Sometimes you might have to pivot an idea, you might have to change it, adjust this a little bit, but at the end of the day, you keep working towards your goals, you keep trying, and one day you'll be successful. If you consider most of your idols, the business people that you admire, the sports people that you admire, there is a lot of failure in their past that people might not know about. So don't worry about the road bumps, don't worry about the roadblocks. You can get it done. Just keep trying. This has been the Weekly Savage. You have a blessed evening.